It is time for Dome and Dumber.
What am I doing here?
You know what scares me but also makes me laugh? Maybe you're right there with me. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, those people lead the country. Just, I know we talk about this all the time, and the screw-ups and how embarrassing he is and how embarrassing she is, and I know we talk about this all the time, but Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they run the United States of America. And before we get to Joe, we'll get to Joe here in a minute. Kamala Harris is going to be president? Maybe? Let's put it this way. You've seen Joe Biden, and we'll get to his latest screw-ups. You've seen Joe. It's getting worse. Joe Biden is getting worse. He's getting worse quickly. He even does that. You'll see this in a little bit. He does that, like the mouth hanging open thing now, when he looks at you. Like your mouth weighs, like your jaw weighs 1,000 pounds. He's just done, right? He's done. He looks bad. But Joe Biden has to be president for the remainder of this year. And if he doesn't, medical scare, God forbid something happens, Kamala Harris is going to be president of the United States of America. Like, we think about her, and we know that that's the possibility, but we haven't really put our minds there quite yet. And let's talk about November, right? Because that's really what we're talking about here. What are their chances? How bad do they look? What if they win? They could. You never know. Don't you dare fall in love with poll numbers in April. All right, don't do that. This is a long way away. This election could be, it's anyone's game right now. If they win, it turns into what? A guarantee? A 90% chance that Dome is going to be the president of the United States of America. And, well, remember when I went on Tucker and talked about her laugh a long time ago?
Everybody watching you right now has worked for or worked with somebody who just has ambition just dripping off of their pores. And that's Kamala Harris. Those types of people will do anything to get ahead. They treat their bosses like crap. They treat their employees like crap. That's why she knifed Joe Biden in the debate with all that race nonsense. There was no need to do that. It's the same reason she cackles like a dead hyena every time she's asked an uncomfortable question. It's the same reason she started out her political career as Willie Brown's bratwurst bun. Kamala Harris will do anything to get ahead.
The cackling, though, let's focus on that. Because clearly her team has brought the information to her that it's a problem. She's done it all the time. You remember, we could play you a montage that's an hour long of her laughing. She'll make some terrible joke and then laugh. Terrible joke, laugh, terrible joke, laugh. And now, well, she's out there saying this.
My staff, for example, sometimes they'll show me little things that just amuse me. Like, apparently, some people love to talk about the way I laugh.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I love your laugh.
Well, let me just tell you something. I have my mother's laugh. And I grew up around a bunch of women in particular who laughed from the belly. And I think it's really important for us to remind each other and our younger ones, don't be confined to other people's perception about what this looks like and how you should act in order to be, right? It's really important. It's important.
I love your laugh, and I love that message.
What does that mean? Don't be confined by others to what this looks like and what it's important to be? Who talks like that? What do those words even mean? And let me tell you something, Dome. The reason why people talk about your laugh, I'll be honest with you, it's because it makes us nervous. And you know why it makes us nervous, Dome? Because you're a 58-year-old woman, whatever she is. She's older, 57, 58, no insult to that, but you're getting up there in years. You're a 57-year-old woman. You should know who you are by now and be comfortable in your own skin. How many 57-year-old women are watching me right now? You're very comfortable with who you are. You know what you are. You know who you are. But you, the 57-year-old woman who's one heartbeat away from taking over the reins of the United States of America, you are so incomplete? That you feel the need to nervous laugh every time you say something, and what it does is it makes us believe that you're not quite ready for the job. And so this is what we're going to have to suffer, remember. If Dome takes over, and whatever that day comes, if that day comes, what Drew Barrymore did in this next little clip with Dome is something we're going to have to endure, the most nauseating, dishonest media slobbering you've ever seen in your life.
I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now.
Yeah.
But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country.
We need you to be Mamala? We need you to be Mamala of the country. And Dome sits there awkwardly like she always does. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely, I need that. These are the people who lead the United States of America. I can't believe it. And let's move on to the other guy. This is one of the best things in the world. I'll tell you something about running for office. Let me tell you something. You may not know this. Maybe you do, but you know I ran for Congress twice. Here's something you need to know about politicians, people who run for office, whatever that office may be. But I'll just make it about me. When you run for office, you have to talk to people all day long. All the time. You have to go to this pancake breakfast and this Rotary Club meeting and this Republican Club meeting. You got to give a speech here, but it's all shaking hands and kissing babies stuff. Retail politics. You know, hey, Marty, how you doing? Hey, Barbara, how's the kids? It's all that kind of stuff. And because that's your life, you will find yourself speaking to people and you don't care at all what they're saying. And I know that sounds really, really mean, but I'm a really mean person. I'm here to tell you, I had a guy stop me once. We were at some big event and I was meeting and greeting people. I had a guy stop me one time because he wanted to take 20 minutes at this big event and tell me his 7-point invasion plan for Iran. I'm not making this up. And then he proceeded to launch into his invasion plan. And I'll tell you what you master when you're running for office. Every politician has mastered it. Even the ones who tell you they haven't, they're lying to you. You know what you master when you run for office? You master getting this look on your face like you're listening. So you're not listening. You're daydreaming. I think I'm going to have nachos later. Maybe a meat lover's pizza. But you're looking at the person like, and you just learn to get that look on your face. Now, let's talk about Joe, you see. He's been a politician for many years, and he obviously has learned those skills over time. But now, he appears to be losing his touch. You see, Joe, it is important when you're done with the looking to say something. Something, whatever the something is. It can be, oh, wow, that's great. That's very interesting. Hey, reach out to my staff. Shoot us an email. Hey, thanks, Bob. It could be something, but it has to be something, Joe. That part of it's important. What you can't do is this.
We've been trying to catch up with you, and I've had coffee with the Vice President, but whenever you're out there, we want to talk to you. Because I feel like, I don't know, I got your back. I'm just trying to, President Biden, get you to pull up.
It just turns. Oh, sorry. Anyway, else gotta go. And now the White House they're putting out a mistake counter for the man. That gets embarrassing. 148 already so far in 2024. Apparently that's the Joe Biden mistake calculator. They're just gonna call every dirty lie he says out there a mistake. Here's a little sampling of the Joe we've enjoyed this year. This is the President of the United States of America, keep in mind.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. How many times do you have to prove we can't be trusted? In Pennsylvania, I have a message for you. Send me to Congress. Are you ready to choose freedom over democracy? For democracy. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years.
I'm sorry. That one gets me when he keeps reading the teleprompter. That's the president of the United States of America. And look, take joy in the fact that it's making the communists nervous. Nancy Pelosi, Grandma Vodka, has been known to get short-tempered, especially in her later years. And she went on MSNBC, didn't take too kindly to all this stuff.
Donald Trump has the worst record of job loss of any president. So we just have to make sure people know.
That was a global pandemic.
He had the worst record of any president. We've had other concerns in our country. If you want to be an apologist for Donald Trump, that may be your role, but it ain't mine. And
I
he
don't
has
think
the
that
worst.
anybody can accuse me of that.
I love her, though.